people were stacking them, like to see how
Yeah.
many like equal. Yeah, I ain't
Yeah.
talking to you. That was the
Oh,
A machine,
the robot.
the robot. Yeah, the Amazon robot. And welcome back to the Riley Back Project with just me today, John. No, Crystal. No. So Crystal's in Colorado, not California. I don't know why I was gonna say California, but she's in Colorado, spending some time at home. But this episode is brought to you by Katie with Monarch Pines. 10% off discount. Code Riley Black at monarchpine.etsy.com. I think I got that all right. But of course, I'm not here by myself. Crystal is here virtually. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
How you feeling?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, your voice is
Improving slowly. My voice is a little bit better than it was yesterday, but still not great.
How is it in Colorado?
It's fine. It's in the morning and in the evenings, it's like really nice. But like during the day, it's hot as Hades. But yeah, it's nice. Haven't been able to see the dad yet.
The dad.
He's sick. So hopefully it'll give us both a couple days to recover and then meet up.
Right. I'm taking over your side.
I see that. My side looks great.
Yeah. Even on the single shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not used to seeing it from that angle. So we do have a guest today joining us. It's the one and only Heather Lynn of LoBo Design. Hey.
That's her.
Me. Hello.
So we are going to recap a little bit of what we did this weekend.
Yeah.
What was that?
We're going to try.
What did we do this weekend? I forget.
A lot.
I got a lot of pins this weekend.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Nice.
We did.
So many pins.
Yeah, the pin game. So this weekend was the Next Level Laser Conference up in Tulsa.
Woo-woo.
It was busy, but it was a lot of work and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All wrapped up.
Yeah, it was, let's see, it started Thursday and travel was going well. Everyone was having like a bunch of delays and I was like, nope, we're good. And then 15 minutes before we were going to board, we were delayed 2 hours, which meant we didn't get to the hotel until like 9. And then we had to set everything up. And I was like, oh, it's not going to take too long. I was very wrong.
Yeah, it took long.
It took a long time. Yeah. So each day started early and ended late. And then after it ended, then it was time to mingle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Attention all laser owners and crafters. Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than Crazy Laser Dad Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high-quality blanks are expertly sourced, tested, and ready to use with your lasers. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time-consuming projects and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for all your customers.
So, what are you waiting for? Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their laser-ready blanks.
Welcome to the revolution in laser engraving. Introducing Lens Digital, the creators of the game-changing Pyburn rotary attachment. With the Pyburn 4.0, you can turn ordinary cups, tumblers, glasses, and more into extraordinary masterpieces.
Looking to engrave niche items or want the functionality of a Chuck rotary? Look no further than the Pyburn Grip, Lens Digital's Chuck-style rotary. With a range of different sized jaws, you can easily engrave a wide variety of items. All Lens Digital products are compatible with most CO2 and Galvo lasers and were designed specifically for the laser industry. All that, paired with the best-in-class customer support, Lens Digital is your one-stop shop for all of your rotary needs.
Transform your laser engraving game with Lens Digital, where makers succeed. Unleash your creativity today.
And don't forget, we are proud Lens Digital affiliates as well. If you're shopping, code Riley Black will take $50 off any order of $600 or more.
And what about you, Heather? How was your trip in?
My trip was fine, thankfully, which is not the norm for me. So as I was watching everyone else drop like flies, I was just like,
Right.
if I get there. But I flew in from Orlando with Robin Farrow. She was on my flight. We landed in Dallas for our layover, and then we had a 45-minute flight from Dallas to Tulsa, but we only had like an hour layover. So we basically landed, like grabbed some food real quick, and then headed right to the gate, both in and out. So for the first time in a long time, it was no problem for me traveling.
Yeah, it was so busy. We got in and went straight to the vendor room to set up. We didn't even get a chance to catch up with you.
Yeah. No, we didn't even see her on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I didn't even go see the room until 2 a.m. when we headed up.
Right.
You
And
went
same-
up
I mean,
to the room to like drop stuff
I went
off.
briefly. I mean, I didn't really get to see the room either. Like,
Right.
I got to see where the bed was because I like just dropped the bags there and then went downstairs.
Right.
So I didn't really get like a tour of the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything started on Friday, and that first vendor room opening from 11 to 1
Man,
was insane.
I was not ready. Thank God for Jeff in the booth with me.
Right? I know. I'm so
'Cause-
glad. Like at first I felt like I was being a little excessive, like having two of you there.
Mhm.
And now like we know that you wouldn't have survived.
Right.
Neither of
I
you
mean,
would have.
I would have survived, but it
Well,
would
it
have
was
been a
mostly
lot.
Jeff. You were supposed to be off getting content.
Right, which didn't work out. Like so much so that I was going through the video and realized because I would go when you got away from the Ask Me Anything table. So that's when I would go, meaning I didn't get anything of the Ask Me Anything because that was over. Like I couldn't get any because I didn't want to walk away from Jeff because like we would get like swamped. And then it's like I knew the minute I walked away, that's when a bunch of people would have came over, which is a good problem to have. And I'm glad we had that problem.
For sure.
But yeah, that first day, man, was not ready. And it was also because it was open before the vendor room was open a little bit before the first. Was it before the first?
Yeah.
Before the first session.
Yep.
So we hadn't seen the amount of people. And then
True.
when we went to that first session, man, the amount of like seeing everyone sitting together in that
It was a
room
lot.
compared to like Dallas,
Mhm.
that was impressive.
Yeah. It was so many people.
Yeah. But it was great.
Seeing the size of the vendor room in Tulsa was like they kind of warned us it was going to be big, but knowing the size of what we had in Dallas and then seeing the size of what we had in Tulsa, it's like,
The size in Dallas was like basically a large bedroom.
It was like it was like when you go into a hotel and you go into the lobby and they have
The
like,
small little,
the small little sitting area and the restaurants like that common area. That was the vendor room last year.
Yeah.
And this time it was the
Could have had
size
a
of
concert in there.
it was the size of the general sessions of Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the vendor room. It was crazy.
Yep.
It was crazy, but it was cool. It was a cool new setup where you guys weren't stuck in rooms teaching.
Right.
How did you guys like that?
I personally liked the Ask Me Anything because I get really stressed when I'm trying to plan like a lesson or like something to teach someone unless I am 100% sure that this is what they want to know. Because like I guess for me the difference was, in a class I'm like hoping that I cover something that is new to them and like beneficial, and they're spending an hour and a half with me, so it's more pressure for me to like do amazing, I guess. And for the Ask Me Anything, the topics were all theirs, unless they didn't have one. I had like a couple that I shared and they'd be like, did you know this? And they'd be like, no. So I liked it. It was hard though for everyone to kind of like get their turn.
Right.
because they'd be waiting, and they don't just want to see me. They might want to also see Heather at the Procreate, or Misa at the photography table, or Lightburn, or so it was kind of hard to like make sure to get everyone, because I did hear a lot that like, oh, I tried to come by but you were always busy, and it's like that kind of sucks that they maybe someone didn't get in that wanted to. But I liked those little short bursts where they could get a very specific question that they had answered.
Speaking of all things laser, check out Houston Acrylic at houstonacrylic.com for reliable laser tested and laser approved materials.
Made for makers by makers, Houston Acrylic features over 450 styles of acrylic sheets. With over 50 new arrivals being released this month, Houston Acrylic is committed to bringing new and innovative styles to the laser community. My personal favorite is the matte, anything matte, and I feel it's perfect for everything.
Don't forget to save 10% by using our exclusive coupon code TRBP10 at checkout. Get inspired today and visit houstonacrylic.com.
Do it.
Hey there, podcast listeners. How great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape your 9-to-5 to embrace your lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Freedom to Create webinar, where you'll learn how to make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head over to eonlaser.us/whyus and sign up for the Freedom to Create webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on.
What was your take, Heather?
I liked being able to meet everybody there with the setup that we had, like being on the outside of that big room, like kind of presented us right in front of them so that they, even if they didn't know anything about us, they were kind of forced to breeze by.
Yep.
But I'm actually the opposite of Crystal. I prefer the classroom environment. And I think it's just because of what I teach is so niche that I spent a lot of time when I have classrooms, it's, you hear this cat crying?
Is that what that was?
I can't. That means they're fighting. Sorry. So when I had the classroom, everybody that was signing up for my class knew who I was, know what I teach, knew what they were coming for, and came prepared. So they came with their pads, they had their Apple pencils. This time, I spent the majority of my time, not saying I didn't get good questions, and that I didn't teach some things to people, but the majority of my time was spent explaining to people what Procreate is and why they should use it. Which isn't really my niche. Like, I'm not a seller. I'm not there to say, like, you should use Procreate and here's why. Like, I'm there to say, oh, you're already using it or you have an interest in using it. Because then I had a lot of people that were like, oh, well, I don't have an iPad, so tell me why I should buy an iPad and sell my tablet. And I'm like, well, I never said you should do that, sir.
Right.
And I would just be like telling them about the alternative apps that are on Android or on Windows or whatever, because some people want a desktop. But I found myself explaining that kind of stuff more than teaching what I prefer to teach.
Right.
But it put me in front of a lot of people that wouldn't normally cross my path.
True.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because then in the other way, it would have, like you said, it would already have Procreate or already have an interest in it, Procreate and already have an interest in it.
Yeah.
And then they'd be attending to learn more. They've probably at least downloaded it and have an interest in it. And you're not trying to convince them. But on the same side, you probably like expose yourself to people who hadn't even really considered it or didn't understand the benefits to it. So they just never even looked into it. But it's where I did hear a lot of people saying that they wish there were some breakouts, just like a couple. And that could be where like some, and even like maybe a combination of the two, where we have a class and then, a breakout, and then maybe we'll be at our table for 2 hours, schedule a 5 or 10 minute like section, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I was surprised that I did actually like it, and that I was still able to get some like light bulb moments from mine. But yeah, and there's a lot of people who made the connection, who didn't know that I was
Right.
the Silhouette for Lasers girl, that I was the Riley Black Designs girl, the Riley Black Project girl. And those people, they must listen and not watch to not know that that was me.
Right.
I had people that were coming up to me like, wait, who do you, how many jobs do you have?
Right.
I have a lot.
A lot. Yeah, and then because I had like the keychain thingy sign of like stop by my keychain thingies booth, and there's like, wait, keychain thingies is you? And I'm like, yes. They're all
I am a keychain thingy.
right. Pretty much.
Yeah, and I was getting a lot of people at the booth with the that QR code thing that you had in the
Oh yeah.
in the
What do
goodie
I get
bags.
with this?
Yeah, they're like, what do I get with this? I'm like, oh, you gotta go talk to Crystal outside in the booth.
And
That's
then
for
I would tell
Silhouette.
them, go back to
Go
the
back to
keychain
the other
thingies
table.
booth and enter the contest.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
that's what that was for.
that's what I wanted. Well, so it was just like, yeah, comes the QR code.
Right.
It was like a sticker I printed out, and it was, come ask me anything, come enter the contest, come buy some keychain thingies. So that's really what it was. They didn't get like a free gift,
Right.
but they got to ask, which I need to check all those entries.
pick a winner.
Hopefully this week. If not, I might have to pick it when I get back and see who was closest. But
Right.
there were some really good guesses. There
Yeah,
were
it
some really far off guesses.
Right. It was funny because people kept coming by and asking me how much are in this pack, and it was
We
1,000
shouldn't have
pack.
put it.
And I was like, oh, these are 1,000 packs. We also have 500. Like thinking
And
they
they're like-
wanted to know the size, and like, okay, and then they just put it next to the box.
Yeah.
And then some people were stacking them, like to see how many like equal. Yeah. I ain't talking to you. That was the Abe machine,
the robot.
the robot. Yeah, the Amazon robot.
They always interrupt at the worst
Always.
moments.
Always.
There was once, speaking of robot and invading our space, I was fighting with like one of the kids or the dog or something, and I was like, stop hitting or stop whatever, and I don't even know what I was saying, and like she pops on and is like, if you need emergency services, I'm like, bitch, mind your business. Nothing's happening over here.
What
was your take, John?
Of the whole thing, or
The whole
booth?
thing.
Man, the whole thing. Well, kind of like what we were saying leading up to it is just the being around like-minded people and like feeding off of everyone's energy, and then hearing the speakers that were up there, just usually, they would tell their stories and then get into it. So it's just like, and then the rush at the first day the first day that they opened on Friday.
Yeah.
The only part I didn't like was I didn't get to engage with everyone. Like I was just charging them because it was like I didn't want everyone to wait. I liked it when it tapered off a little bit because I got that like one-on-one with them.
Yeah.
And they're like, especially the ones that have bought keychain thingies before or that listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Or even that were your students. It was cool to talk to them and to see them face to face. And like, a lot of people were like, oh, I've seen these, but I wanted to touch them. Like I wanted, and I didn't want to order or whatever. So that was cool that we had the little like,
the display did really well for like, because even last year they're like, what are these and why do I need them? And I didn't have any like example keychains, so I couldn't even show them like in use, let alone like what effort they save you. And that really helped this time because they're like, oh yeah, that's right, jump rings and pliers do suck.
Right.
So
And the vendors, it was cool like catching up with David all the time because he was like right across from us.
And Lone Star.
Yeah, Lone Star, right. But David at Creative Cut Supplies with the dual tight. The Lone Star, I forget his name.
I think it's Josh.
Josh, because you talked to him and I would just like
Yeah.
see him across and we would like, like kind of comment on each other, like, oh, that
Right.
was a rush for you or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Blake, outnumbered 5-1.
Yeah.
That was cool meeting him in person. And then the Jersey girl was the craziest one because I could have sworn we had seen her before.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like in Dallas.
You talk to so much and like you interact with them so much online.
Mhm.
I have many times forgotten whether I've met them in person or not because you feel like you already have that kind of like connection. And then especially with the podcast where we actually do get to see their face, I forget like, oh wait, I haven't met you in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was a little crazy and the slow and steady was more like rewarding because again, you weren't just like, hi, that'll be $37.50. It's like, oh, what do you like about these? Or how long have you been using these? Or how is the week going for you? You couldn't have any of the like actual deep conversations, or not even deep, but just the conversation besides here's your total.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like I said, we had it at our last episode, which was from the conference, but these skulls were great. From is the Burn Shack?
Yes, that's her company name.
Yeah.
Brianne Dutra is her name.
Yeah, these are cool. He said it took 24 hours.
That's crazy.
And then this one was cool because it's like the 2 color. It's not. It's not our lights. It is the 2 colors.
Right, red to black.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool. And then the red one that they gave us 2.
Yeah.
That was cool. And it was cool, like that. And then I got well, let me get them. They're right there. The focal sticks for the fiber.
Oh yeah.
But these were cool because
and also 3D printed.
Oh, these are also 3D printed?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I thought they were for some reason I thought they were cut, but now that you say that, yeah. I can see. But yeah, these are awesome because as you can see, I already have them to size. But these were cool. I was just walking by seeing Blake's setup and
his
saw them
new
there.
blanks.
Oh no, that's right. No, I saw he did a video.
Mm.
That's right. He was doing a walkthrough video of his booth, and then I made sure to go over there and pick them up because I mean these are gonna be good. So one of them is gonna be for whatever. We have 2 lenses. I know one's a 209. I don't know what the other one is because I didn't take it out of the box. But having 2 will be great.
Well,
and that way you don't have to make it.
It was just like a week too late because we cut 1 focal gauge on Mira out of acrylic.
Right.
And John gave me the measurements with the lens cap.
I left the lens cap on.
Still on. So then when he did it and he took the lens cap off, he was like, why is this so short?
Right. Well, the funny thing is, so I measured it with the lens cap on. But then when you finished cutting it and gave it to me, the first thing I did was take the lens cap off.
Right.
So why I didn't do that, I mean, I guess it's a good thing I did.
Yeah.
Because the focus would have been off.
Yeah.
If I would have went to just go to use it. But yeah. But we still have another lens that we haven't focused yet. So
yeah.
It'll be good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Oh, you finally got your pre-orders for this long-awaited LED course.
And yeah, I kind of feel like Lisa has been yelling at me a lot to post it everywhere, and I'm like, no, that's okay. I have a few students, that's enough. Because like I'm just, it's a pre-sale. I have a lot of the legwork done, but there's still a lot that isn't done. And I had to basically collect money,
right,
in order to make and set a deadline. But I had to collect people's money in order to make myself do it.
Right, because now you're held accountable.
Right, because now I owe people something in return for the money they gave me. And because otherwise it would have been probably another year. I would have been talking about it, the next level laser conference 25 in 4 years. And then there's a whole new thing and LED strips aren't even a thing anymore.
Right.
So I was like, I need to just get this out, even if nobody buys it, because I've been talking about it so long. So I have to just get it out. But people were really interested. I think I have maybe 4 or 5 students.
That's cool.
So good. I like, again, one was enough to like make me do it. So yeah, it'll be at the end of August 28th. And right now it's just a listing on my regular Keychain Thingies website. And then when the course website is ready, they'll get a code. Hello, Ruby. They'll get a code to register on my course website so that it's all in one place.
And you opened up Silhouette for Lasers.
I did. I opened it back up because, you know, life kept getting in the way and I wasn't getting the updates and stuff that I wanted to in there. And the fact is that they get access to them anyway. So this way, you know, whenever they're live, I can upload them and they'll get access to them right away. Because there were people, you know, the same reason Heather and I didn't really do the like launch process, where you launch and then close and launch and then close. You know, the reasoning behind that was, you know, if you get your laser in say June, right, and you're ready to just get up and go and start running, but like the next class isn't until August, right, then you have to limp along for 2 months just because that's when our next launch is, you know. So yeah, I opened it back up. I don't know that I got any students yet since I've opened it back up, but I've been so busy with the everything else, the conference, I haven't sent like an email to the wait list or anything like that yet to let them know it was open. It was literally one post in one of my groups, and we all know that 90% of the people didn't see that one post, so I posted a million times. So yeah.
And Heather, didn't you have something going on at your booth?
Yes. I opened my course back up. It's only open for this week just so that the people that attended Next Level could sign up and use their discounts. So I opened my courses. I did a pre-order for t-shirts and sweatshirts and gave everybody a little bit of a discount that attended. And then I finally opened my membership.
Yay.
Oh.
I launched the LoBo Insider membership and I gave the conference attendees half off. So
nice.
I actually have a membership and I have members.
So tell us about the membership and like prices and how does that work and stuff.
Yeah.
So I did 2 tiers for now. Crystal earmuffs. When I have my fonts done, I will have a 3rd tier. But the lower tier is $8 a month, and you get 1 month early access to my YouTube tutorials. So you'll get four tutorials a month, and you'll get to see them a month ahead of everyone else. A monthly freebie. The lower tier gets a discount, like an exclusive discount on my files. And then the higher tier is $18 a month. They get all the same as the lower tier, but they also get unlimited access to all of my files. Nice. So they can download and access all 300 plus of my files and brushes just for that $18 a month instead of relentlessly shopping my Etsy. Right. And they can support me in the meantime. So I did half off for the conference attendees. So it was $8 or it was $4 for them or $9.
And is that just for the first month or like forever?
They have a monthly option or an annual option. So the people that signed up, they picked the annual option just because of how cheap it was.
Right. And so does that mean, that means for the whole year, they basically got 50% off?
Yep.
Nice.
Yes. And they got 50% off of the annual price, which is already discounted.
Right.
Discounts,
yeah, that's what I was telling people. Yeah, that's what I was telling people with the 500 packs and 1,000 packs. Like it's already discounted because you're buying in bulk. And then the show discount, you're getting even more of a discount.
I should have used that while I was at the booth.
Come on.
Yeah. I didn't realize, but Jeff did come up with they don't go bad. That
Genius.
was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone kept like so much so that like everyone kept saying it, and they would tell it to other people. They're like, you really need to go check them out. No, and they'd be like, I don't know how many keychains I'm gonna make, or blah, and they're like, they don't
They
go
don't go
bad.
bad.
It was so good. Jeff was literally like the sunshine that all of us needed. Like he was so happy.
He was awesome.
No matter what time it was, no
Yep.
matter how late, how early, no matter how
Mhm.
busy it had been, he was telling me, I was like, Victor kept joking about like his commission and all that.
Right.
And he goes, I hope you know he's kidding. And they're like, even if he's not, I don't want anything. And I was like, okay, but like I have to give you something. I've literally like been your life for 3 days. Like, let me give you something. He was like, no. And like he finally took the sweatshirt that we incorrectly gave to Heather. So he took that. And then he was like, please have me back next year. And I was like, okay. I was like, but
Done.
you gotta let me pay you. And he was like, no. He was like, you know what I'd be doing if I wasn't doing this? He was like, I'd be drinking more and I'd be bothering Victor because I'd be bored. I'm like, okay, true. You can come back.
Yeah.
And then I guess another favorite part, which kind of ties into Heather's, was Danny McManus and like our people. Like,
so cool.
The people we got to meet in person, especially people like Danny, like these people, like they cherish like what we give to them. They're so appreciative. Like we could literally sell them a cardboard box and they'd freaking buy it because we said they should have that cardboard box. You know what I mean? And just
I have a few extra boxes here.
Us.
I think I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write the Riley Black project so we can sell them and run the merch because we got some boxes.
Right. What were you gonna say, Heather?
I was just gonna say, like, some of them. I mean, not to like make it sound bad, but some of them literally just buy our stuff just to support us. Like,
yes,
we have so many people that are like, I don't even know if I'm gonna use this, but like you made it, so I'm gonna buy it because you know it helps you. So you said Danny McManus. He's my first. He was officially my first member. And when he came over, you guys both heard this story, but he told me the same he told you, was that he started driving and his plan was to split it up. And he started listening to the Riley Black Project. And he was like listening to you and John and like, and you're battling. And then like everyone, like, he's like, I just love the personalities. Like before I knew it, I was an hour and 45 minutes away from Tulsa. And I was just like,
he had like something like a 18 or 20 hour drive or something. And he said he was like, I don't know, 4 hours in and he was starting to get tired. And then he turned on the podcast and he was like, all of a sudden I was close and was good. And like,
he's like, I had to call my hotels and change my night because
he just drove all the way through. Yeah.
Hopefully we didn't cause them any extra fees.
Right. But they'd be willing to pay it. That's how crazy and awesome like our people are. And it's crazy to us because we're normal and we're a hot mess, and half the time we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Right.
And the fact that like they're here for it, whether it's pretty or bumpy or ugly, you know.
This is why I like really get to posting these like when we say they're supposed to go live.
Right.
Like there are some nights that it's literally like Thursday at midnight. And you're
if
like,
not later.
Oh, huh? If not later, right? And you're like, oh, we can post it tomorrow. We said it's Friday. I'm like, yes, but I post it Friday at 7 a.m.
Right.
You don't have to listen at 7 a.m., but I want it to be there for when whenever you normally listen to it. I want it to be there.
Yeah.
So
otherwise, you'll mess up people's routines.
Right.
You're gonna be like, motherfuckers.
Right. Exactly. And you know, it's because of how like loyal they are. So it's like just like you need the course to like give you, you know, for you to like finish. You need the pre-sale. Yeah. To make you accountable. Right. They make me accountable to get these out like on time when we promise. True. Them. Yeah. So and it's great. I don't say it like as a bad thing. It's like it's like I know you guys are listening and you guys, you know, you have your routine when you listen. Right. So I want it to be there when you listen.
Well, if we didn't have people listening, we wouldn't have 166 episodes under our belt.
Right.
Because
I was fully 67.
True. I was fully expecting like no one to want to listen, and then we just stop. Because I don't want to do all this work for nobody to actually like watch it.
Yeah,
And then I remember in the beginning how Amanda was like, hey, where's the next episode? And it was like, oh wait, you actually want to listen to it? You're not listening just because you're my friend. So, and or I mean, in Heather's case, you don't listen either, even if you are my friend.
At all. At all.
I read the emails.
Now she gets the email, so she knows who was on.
Right.
But I love it. John was like, how would you know he was on? And I was like, I get the emails.
But yeah, just
I'm a patron.
Right. Well, and speaking of patron, that's another example of people who are literally like Mark and Will and Danny and Ryan, like they get a free file a month, but they don't care or need a free file a month. And I remember like there's been many times where I like forgot for a few months and no one said anything to me, and I'm like, you guys don't let me. And they're like, P.S. we don't care about the free files. We're just trying to support you. So it's just crazy to me.
The turnout at the conference when we recorded one live.
Oh my God.
To like last year. And like, so we weren't on, and I mean, it's not a knock on Mark and Will, because we also didn't ask them to like promote the After Dark because we weren't sure when or what time or where or anything like that. But we literally posted the day of, wasn't it? Was it of or before? The day of.
So I posted like a week before and let them know that we'd be doing the podcast on Saturday, but I didn't tell them where because it was like game time decision depending on where we thought was the best location. But so I'd given them like a week, like kind of leeway.
Right.
And then I posted the day of like where it was gonna be.
And then people were coming to the booth, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are recording one. Is it today?" Or they would know we were recording there. They just didn't know the date. They weren't sure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're recording on Saturday, or whatever." But I mean, the turnout. I don't know how many people
so much
it was.
So that they were making sure that they had their schedule open. There was people who it was way past their bedtime, but they stayed up late to do it. Catherine had dinner plans and told, like, she was at dinner with Ivan from X-Tool, and she told him, like, hey, I got to be back by 9:30 because they're doing a podcast. And he was like, what? And then even he watched for a few minutes with her, and he was like, that's crazy, you know, that you, like, have that many people who want to come, like, join. And, like, thank you, Heather, for taking the pictures and the video, because, like, we took the one selfie, like, with them behind us. But even that was
looking there, and I was like, their camera's just pointed at them. They have they can't see
you can't see anything of like what's going on behind the camera. And like I took that picture, and it felt very like influencer of me, and I'm like a very non-influencer.
Yeah, you were like, hey, get them to take a picture. Get them to take a picture.
It was so uncomfortable, but I knew I needed to like capture how many people were there, like with us in it. And then, there were so many people who took pictures and video. And then we also didn't realize there was like 3 rows of people. The people in the back couldn't even hear us.
Not at all.
But they were just there to
You also couldn't hear me. Me and who was I sitting with? MJ. We were sitting over on the left, and we were trying to get you guys to be louder, and we were just sitting there going,
right. Well, and I
was like, she's either going to throw something at us or she's going to hear us and be like, oh, we need to be louder.
Or see none of the above.
Yeah. Or I wasn't looking at anybody because like eye contact with any of those many people in the audience made me want to like throw up and like tie them to the table.
That's the opposite, because I wanted to make sure that I saw everyone, because like I wanted to make sure that I like looked at everyone, because they were like literally they knew we were doing it and they showed up. So I was like, I can't ignore you guys.
I wasn't ignoring them.
I know, but
protecting my my panic.
because we're in our garage doing this.
Yeah, there's no audience.
There's nobody here.
No.
So, and then, you know, not that they're just numbers, but you know, in a sense, is like you don't know how that many people look like.
Yeah, if there's like 120 downloads of that episode that week, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. Like that was a good week or whatever.
Right.
But it's not 120 people like looking. I mean, we didn't have that many. I think we had like 20 to 30. I have to go back through and like
Easily
count.
30 to 40 people there.
Okay.
Easily.
That's crazy.
So that's insane to me.
Yeah.
But like again, that many people like watching in person,
Right.
like it was a lot of eyeballs for me.
And next year, we already asked Mark and Will for next year to if we could, if it'd be
Make it a
awesome to
little
be
more
part
formal.
of, to be one of like the panels, like just our live. But if not, aside from that, sometime so that we can use their PA system, so that way
Right.
everyone can hear that wants to come and see the show.
Yeah.
So yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, this one was supposed to be a short one.
Right.
And
mean-
so that you can see the recap video. So,
It's okay.
It's still shortish.
shortish. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
You
our own one.
basically-
Remember that first like 10 minutes you were scrolling your camera.
Yeah, but that's not part of it. I edited that out.
I know. But
Oh,
it's
you
like,
mean for the timer?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're probably on time.
Like right around a little over half hour.
But yeah, so I mean,
no, actually, I'm looking. Oh, yeah, never mind. That's the.
so we'll wrap it up by saying look out for the stuff that we have coming. So
Yep.
my pre-sale for my course, I have no idea when I'm going to cut that off. So if it's live, when you see this, like jump on it because it's going to be a random like cutoff. I might give you like 24 hours, like hey, pre-sales ending, like get in
Last
now.
call.
Yeah, the course will be out August 28th. And then another unplanned thing that was flying off the shelves at the conference was the blank pens. So I have a big pre-order. I'm doing a pre-order for this week while I'm in Colorado. And then that'll end next week. And then I'll obviously fill the pre-orders first and then have inventory. But those were a hit. They were so awesome.
Yep.
I give credit every time I can to Eon for finding them and putting them at ISA because they would make 10 of them and then they'd be gone in like 20 seconds from the people who walk up and get one and they're like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
So
and then they were trying to get like they were trying to bulk buy them there, and I was like, whoa, I only have so many here.
Right, we only had like 50 total.
I was like, go talk to Chris and ask her
like
how many I'm
like
allowed
30
to
or
sell
40. You. Yeah. So
And
with the pre-sale-
don't forget to keep an eye out next week because we have a huge announcement coming next week.
Oh, we
Who's
do.
we?
We do.
Oh.
Heather and I.
Oh, both of you. Okay.
Well, and
a lot of others.
some more people.
Oh.
So there's so much like going on in the background right now.
Yep.
A lot of it that we can't share. So definitely just watch for that. Oh, and if you were at the conference, for me, my discount codes are good until the end of July.
Yeah.
So they
And
have time.
where can they sign up for your course, your LED course?
The LED course right now is on keychainthingies.com. So just go to keychainthingies.com and like search for LED and you'll find the listing for the class. It's $50. And then basically what they'll get is top tier of whatever the final class may look like. So right now it's going to be at least 5 different lessons showing 5 different ways to make these LED signs with like the way I came up with it. But there will probably be more because I have a list of about 10 to 15 different ideas and I couldn't like narrow it down. So yeah, it just all depends on what makes the cut and what doesn't. But then they'll obviously get like with top tier, they'll get Facebook group access and all that extra stuff. Oh,
Right.
Penny's home.
And
Hello, Penny.
Oh.
Have a
And Heather-
nice dog. Hello,
Heather,
dog.
where can they sign up for your subscription?
You can go to lobodesigns.shop. That is my online shop. That is not my Etsy shop. So I finally have my own website. So lobodesigns.shop, and you'll see my membership options. You'll see a place to subscribe. You'll see all my files and all the links to my social media.
When are your fonts coming?
Don't give away. She said there's a big announcement.
Are you gonna? Yeah, they can see.
Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny. Saw you.
We see you.
Yeah.
And all I'm pushing is the Riley Black Project on Patreon. Become a member.
Yes.
$4, lowest tier,
Well,
cheaper
so
than a cup of coffee.
quickly before we go, let's talk about how this kind of changed things for you, possibly a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going into the laser world. I cut. I engraved the pens that you saw at the show. If you were at the show,
Impressive.
so I did all 50 by myself.
In
When I say-
35 minutes.
When I say by myself, all Crystal did was send me the file.
Yeah. And you even had to resize the file.
Mm-hmm. Right. I had to resize
Yeah.
the file and then I had to place the pen because the first few tests were like with no jig. So I made myself a jig.
Yeah.
And then I ended up having to, I was like, man, I can't place this jig where I'm like, oh, I can move the design. So I had to move the design and figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next day,
And
that
that's a
got
light
me-
burn setting, by the way. We can
Huh?
fix that. That's a light burn setting.
What, of where it is?
Yeah, so you can have it to where you place it on the light burn screen doesn't matter.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Okay.
that's the worst, especially if you need like specific placement. 'Cause then you're
Right.
just like shifting it around, trying to figure out which way it needs to go.
oh, well,
Yeah, so
luckily for
I
me,
was too busy to figure that out in the moment because it was
Mm.
new for the fiber stuff. So you figured out a workaround. So it was like, oh, okay, we'll figure that out later.
right, because all I did was like, literally, it was just off by like not even an inch. So
Yeah.
I knew I could just move it up a little bit and
Right.
over, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
But and then that got me enough grace that the next day, Crystal had a doctor's appointment,
It did.
and she was like, "Hey, do you feel comfortable enough to run this job for me?" And I'm like, "The question is, do you feel comfortable enough
Never.
for me to run this job?" But she absolutely needed it to be done
Well, so what
in
happened?
time.
Yeah, like we kind of said on the podcast, the live one,
Mhm.
was that it takes me absolutely having to reach out for help in order to
Right.
like release some control.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, the first time you ever shipped my packages was when
Sacramento.
right, and I didn't want to turn off shipping completely.
Right.
And yeah, so it takes me having like forcing me to give up control
Yeah.
to realize like, oh, okay, this isn't so
then-
bad.
So then, like I said, I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be doing this, then I gotta go full Crystal and go live in the groups.
Yeah,
So I went live in first I went live on the page,
right.
and then she's like,
I was like, no, in the
"You're not in the group." I'm like, "Okay, let me go back." Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we
So-
figured it out.
So that's what's changed with me.
So
I'm
you'll
still
still
doing,
be pursuing.
I'm still gonna be doing my video things, but some of the things that you might get might be from this guy.
Yeah.
Who knows? And maybe it'll be Riley Black Media and things.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. So I think that's gonna do it for the audio portion.
Yeah.
Of this. Those of you who are just listening to us, head on over to YouTube. Unless you're a patron, then you already have the link. But we're gonna give you a recap video of all the events except for the Ask Me Anything booth because I didn't get any of that.
I know, and I think the only one who did was I think Stephanie might have got me a little bit, and then Amanda got me. I'll have to ask her. To,
Professional
like,
photographer got you too.
True. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
So-
at one point, she was like all up in there.
Yeah.
I was like,
Did
I'm
that
not
too.
gonna like
So I
that.
was like, okay, big lens all up in my face.
Right.
Right.
And that's a telephoto lens. There's no need to be all
Dude,
up
she
in
was like, "Meow." I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. And especially if it was on Sunday. Sunday, I was hanging on by a thread, so
yeah.
I didn't. The fact that I showed up was enough. So I was not cute or put together at all. But it was a
So
great
thanks, Heather, for taking some time and being live. Even though you're down the street, you're still virtual, but that's okay.
time. And I love your black ball.
I
Yeah.
love my black ball.
I told her that's very Riley Black of her to be.
I was
from
like, I
Black
need to
Ball.
go in here because I'm themed. I got my new sweatshirt.
New
Have to.
swag.
Love.
Yeah, you can't have the navy blue wall.
No, it just wasn't gonna vibe.
And
No
that'll
life
do it.
update this week.
No life update. Life updates that she's in Colorado.
Life is that I'm sick and
We're
I'm
alive.
Yep, we made it.
Life update.
exactly.
past.
That's life update. We're alive.
And I'm actually getting on Saturday. I ordered a pin board to display all these.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
There's something we forgot to mention.
what did we forget to mention?
Sleepy.
Oh,
Too
what's that?
puppy.
Say hi, I'm Stormy. Well, her name is Storm. And she's the newest member of the Lobo pack.
She's cute.
She's bad. She did.
Well, that'll do it. Stay tuned for the
recap.
goings on at the conference, and it's been another great episode of the Rally Back Project. Crystal and John.
Bye.
And Storm.